Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to create a traffic light which you can see how it works on the screen. This is one of the most asked interview question where they ask you to create a traffic light either using Vue.js or ReactJS or any front-end library. So you can see the questions like there is very long description about this question. Just create a traffic light and every light sequence has to be maintained. For example, after 4000 milliseconds, which is equal to 4 seconds, the red light turns off and the green lights turn on. Then after 3 seconds, the green light turns off and the yellow light turns on. Then after half second, the yellow light turn off and the red light turns on. So this sequence repeats indefinitely. So you have to follow this sequence. And in the UI, the light will be like visible in this sequence: red, yellow, and green. But it blinks something like this: red, then green, then yellow, then again red. So this is the sequence you have to maintain during creating this light. Let's jump into the code and let's create a traffic light UI. So this is our one basic app.js where I will create a component. So how we will break this problem? So first of all, I have written all the timers in here. So what we need to do is we need to make a configuration file. So for that we will write const and we will create one array of objects with all. So for example, we need color, which should be red, and the delay for red is 4000 milliseconds. So we will write 4000 in here. Similarly, now we have to create the UI sequence of color in which we will display the light. So you can just write color sequence or light sequence. So in UI, the color sequence will be, first of all, in the top it should be red, then in the middle it should be yellow, and in the bottom it should be green. So we just write these two configuration right now. So we are done. Now if you want me to ask like what is the plan now, let's suppose in to do, what we have to do. First of all, we have to create one component, light component, for showing the light, either it's red, single component. Then we have to write the logic to switch the light indefinitely. So these two things are priority right now. So I will remove this and start working on that. So let's check our React app. It is showing nothing right now. So first of all, I will create array using color sequence and dot map, because I have to show something on UI, and color. Then we have component, and I will create a component. Right now I'm just writing div, but I have to create a component in here. So let's give a name to that component. I will give it, now we will give a function, then our component, that is light. What we will receive in here, we will receive active index. Okay, and also we will receive, after active index, we will receive one more prop, that is color. Active index is for which light is active on particular duration. We will switch on the basis of that. So we will return component and div dot class name will be like traffic light. So I have written the CSS, it will be applicable, but I will write light container, and the color should be what we will get in here. So color needs to be passed. So we will remove this div with our newly made component, that is light. We will pass the two props we need to pass. One is color equal to color, and second is the active index, which for that we have to create a state. So active index and use state we have to use here. By default I will give the index value as a 0 and pass and we will simply pass active index. We need to pass active index. That's cool. So active index and color we have passed. We need to now use this. So I will put style here, attribute, and use background property to color the container, and then I will write the logic. For example, right now I'm just using the color. So this is not visible. We have to wrap this whole thing inside another container, and I will give the class name too. So to save our time, I have already written the CSS for this. You can check the CSS. I will just remove this commented part from here to here. Okay, so this light has been, our traffic light is ready. Now I have to improve some CSS. I have not used rounded full radius to all the components. I am going to use that, and to make it in the center I am using flags, which I need to comment it out. So now it's in center. I have to change some styling, so I will use rounded full here. Now I will make it little much better. It will look after, yeah, so it looks much better now. And I will pass, because it's list, we need to pass the key, and I will pass the color in here because color is unique right now. So why I created a config here, because most of the interviewer may ask you to add one more color. So if you hard code every color in light, so it will be copying, pasting, and you have to repeat the code again and again. So this is not the best practice to do that. You just simply create a config, and on the basis of config everything will be done in this. So if you add one thing, you need not to change anything in the UI. It's just the config will work, and this will switch the light on the basis of the delay. So color sequence is red, yellow, green, but the light blink after delay should be red, green, and yellow, the switch. So now we have to write the logic of switching. So what we will do now here, we will use a use effect for that. Use effect and callback function, then dependency array. So right now I don't think so dependency array is required, but I just write it for that so that you can learn the syntax. So what we need to do here, we need to just get the delay. So to get the delay we can do directly. So I will use set timer, because we need to trigger the light on the basis of delay on 400 seconds for 3000 seconds. For that we have to use set timeout. If it's a similar sequence of timing, like it's fixed time interval, then you have to use set interval. But our problem is the delay is different for every light, so we are going to use set timeout in here. Set timeout also accepts one callback, and then second parameter is delay. So for delay we will write traffic light config and the index which is active. This is the config and the active index which we set and change on the basis of delay. So now this is simple way of writing use effect. Now what I will do is write a cleanup function which needs to be added on every use effect, that is clear time out. If I don't do this, if you move to another page, this will leak your memory and your website or app will hang. So you have to write a cleanup function on use effect as well. So I will do timer here. So that's good. And the logic we will write here. You need to focus more on the logic now. because this is the game changer for us, because it will create our traffic light or break our traffic light. So what we need to do is we need to switch between index like 0, 1, 2, then again 0, 1, 2 on the basis of delay. So what I will do is I will put set active index and then active index, which is by default 0, but after some certain time this active index should be incremented to 1. Then we will do the remainder thing, and then we will put the length of traffic light, that is traffic light config dot length, which is now it's 3. Why I have put this length? Because after, let's suppose we got 0 remainder 3, so 0 remainder 3 is equal to 0, then 1 remainder 3 is equal to 1, 2 remainder 3 is equal to 2. But when it comes again to 3 remainder 3, it will be again 0. So it will go 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So this sequence will be followed 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So let's suppose you add another color blue, and then it will like switch between all the 4 colors on the basis of the delay, because we put the delay on the basis of our config. Now our logic part is done, but because of this will run only once and it won't change now. What we have to do, we have to do some addition of logic in here. So what I will do is background color is there, we will get let selected color we will do, and what will be this traffic light config and this active index. Simple. We can also pass directly the selected traffic light config, but for now we are using this method. So selected color we will choose here, and if selected color is equal to color, then display color, otherwise display black. So black should be string. Now it's fine. So in here we have written selected color, but we are getting a full object. So to solve this problem, we will do active light for better readability, and we will use active light dot color. Running this like this because we have put traffic light config dot index, so it will select the whole object. Instead of that, we need to select the delay as well, so dot delay. So don't make this mistake, otherwise so just check out traffic light config active dot delay. Now this should start from red, then it should move to green, then it should go to yellow for a half second, then it will go to red again. So this is done and this is working fine. So if you have time, you can add, like in red you can add wait, in yellow, so in red it should be stop, in yellow wait, and in the green you should write go. So how we can achieve that? This is, I'm just adding one more additional feature, because if they ask you to do something, you should do in such a way that it should. So for red, message should be stop, should be wait. So this simple, and we need to add this message inside this div. So now we have to write the message. So how we will write the message, because we don't want, if we write message here in active light dot message, so it will show stop, light container is there. So in light container we will write color, for example I will write white. So you can see on, so this is the problem if you write directly message. So I will center things between display flags, center. This is additional feature, you can ignore this, but you can ask if you are done with your changes and you when finish the traffic light, you can say that you can add this type of feature as well. So here active light message should be on the basis of the color same. You can use this line, copy, and you can write this, and also you can put this here. So it will only visible on the active part. So color is not correct here. So what we will do, instead of white you can use black. Now it's look better. So you can see stop, go, wait. So this is how and you should create a traffic light, and this is something asked mostly during React interview questions, so that they can check your logic of timer and the React component, how you will optimize, how you will write config, how you write scalable code, and all these things should be taken care of. Now if they ask you to add one more color, so I will add one more color in here just to better understanding. Let's suppose we have one more color, that is blue, and after like let's suppose 15 and second it will show none, let's nothing, or yes, I will write yes. Okay, blue will be there and you have to add that blue, so this should be blue, something like this. Now see, so blue, red, then the sequence, whatever sequence we are following, green, yellow, then blue, then so this is sequence we have maintained. So this is how it should work. So this is just an example. They want you to write scalable code, you can do in such a way. And we have not added anything extra, we only added 2 colors and 1 config, that's all. So if you like this video, please subscribe our channel. I will regularly update you on the interview questions. I have already added so many interview questions video. Check out our previous video as well. And if you have any query, you can comment out and ask us. You can join our Discord app and please share with your friends. Thank you. Bye.